Come in. Good morning. At ease.
Morning, sir.
L.E.C. Higgs. This your handwriting?
Yes, sir, that's mine.
You recognize this letter?
Yes, sir.
Dear Doris, thank you for your etc., etc. I showed your letter to some of the lads and they all think... Yes, I'm sure they do. Down to we're working on a new PS-40. It's a terrific plane, but a right bastard to service. Excuse my language. It's got the longest range of any bomber, I mean as to fuel capacity.
Sir? How'd you get hold of it?
Security intercepted it.
Well, yes, sir, but I didn't think...
You didn't think what?
Well, sir, there's not a war on or anything. I mean, there's nothing...
Doris is your girlfriend?
Well, not exactly, sir, no.
Lives in London, I see.
Yes, sir.
Is that where you met her?
I haven't exactly met her, sir.
Well, explain that.
Well, we're pen pals, you might say, sir.
Well, how long have you been corresponding with her?
A few weeks, sir.
Well, how did you start writing to her in the first place?
Well, through a pen pal agency, sir.
Higgs, what's your motive in writing to this girl?
Well, sir, it sort of seemed a nice... I mean, to get acquainted, like, with a girl in London. And then on my next leave to go up to London and, well, sort of meet her in the flesh. I mean, in person. And carry on from there, if you know what I mean, sir.
I think I do, yes. You realize you could face a serious charge, divulging classified information like that?
I didn't realise, no, sir, that it was that classified.
Well, of course technical information on the PS-40 is classified.
Sorry, sir.
Anything either of you gentlemen would like to ask? Major Cott?
Yes, I'd like to ask L.E.C. Higgs, what was the name of the pen pal agency?
The Miss Bishop Agency, sir.
How did you find the Miss Bishop Agency?
Well, for an advert, sir.
Where did you see the advert?
In a magazine, sir.
What magazine was that?
Oh, just a magazine, sir.
Just a magazine.
Yes, sir.
I see. Anything else, Inspector Jordan?
Yes, there's one little thing I'd like to ask. Now, in this letter you have from Dorothy...
Doris.
Oh, Doris, yes, of course. Yes. Did she ask you at all about the sort of work you're doing here?
No, sir, not exactly.
Not exactly? How you mean, not exactly?
Well, she did say in one of her letters, the one before last, I think, something about me sounding like a brainy sort of a chap.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, not being a flyer, what could I be doing in ground staff to utilise my brains?
Mm-hmm.
She wondered as a sort of a joke, like, sir.
Mm. And, what did you reply to that?
Oh, well, I mean, I just said flying wasn't everything. Plenty of brains needed servicing aircraft and such. And that's all I said. What's in that letter's all I said about anything in particular, and that's the truth, sir.
I believe you. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tear up this letter. Higgs, if you wish to write to a young lady, try to find your own. Understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right.
I'd rather you didn't tear that up, sir, if you don't mind, if I could have it. Thank you.
Cropping up all over the place. The thing is proliferating at an amazing rate.
That's probably because more mail is being opened now.
But the fact remains, an extraordinary number of servicemen are corresponding with pen pals, and there are far too many instances of letters containing careless talk.
What sort of thing?
Oh, little things. But several hundred little indiscretions can add up to something. They can be collated to form a pattern.
Have you come across anything that might be considered as vital in being given away?
Oh, not as far as we know, but all we've got so far is the visible tip of the iceberg. The letters we don't know about must far outnumber the ones we do.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, and here is another thing that I've been holding up my sleeve that I think you might find interesting, Chief Inspector Jordan. Among servicemen from John O'Groats to Malta, there appear to be 4 girls who are extraordinarily popular as pen pals.
Oh, just 4?
Yeah, those are their names. And they all seem to be living at the same address in London.
Doris, Barbara, Peggy, Julie. Yes, well, either they're all one and the same person, or they're 4 different girls who happen to have the same address.
Very coincidental.
Oh, I don't know. London can be a lonely place.
Oh, yeah, but Ministry of Defence Security are convinced something's up. There's been this general increase in the number of servicemen writing to pen pals.
That may be, but it doesn't help the position legally. Look, the Americans forbid servicemen corresponding with pen pals, but we don't. So until we can prove at least one case of either the Official Secrets Act being contravened or the mails being used with intent to defraud, there's nothing for us to hang our hats on.
Well, what about that Miss Bishop agency, sir? Are we to look into that?
I've already done that. Now, they had a small office in Bloomsbury for 3 months, but not anymore. They had a post office box number for incoming mail, but they've given that up too. Miss Bishop, it would seem, has gone out of business. Now, we've got to start from this address. Where is it? West 14.
Barons Court.
Barnes Court.
What we need is an excuse for looking in, so that if anything
is going on, we don't alarm them. Yes. All right, let's think of a name. Buchanan. That's a good and likely name. Robert Buchanan.
Wearing a kilt, sir.
And I long for your next letter. Please, Ronald, write soon and let me know how you are and what your plans are. Love from Doris. P.S. Thanks for the photo. You look smashing in uniform.
Well, that's a lot for Doris. And these are for Julie.
Julie, yes. Dear Trevor, thank you for your letter. You are a darling to offer to send me some perfume from Gibraltar. Why is your ship stopping there? Yeah. Why is your ship stopping there? It seems ever such a while.
They're new pennies, love. Same as the old 10 bobs. Cheerio.
Excuse me. Do you have one of those peppermint bars that these?
These?
Yes. Could I have one of those?
There you go.
Thank you. How much is that?
8pence, Gov.
8pence. You're Mr. Cottrell, are you?
Yeah?
Does Robert Buchanan live here?
Who?
Bob Buchanan.
No, I've never heard of him.
Oh, that's funny. I was told I could reach him here, care of, I'm so bad on names. Wait a minute, let me see. Doris Turner.
She don't live here either. She's on our address list there, though.
Oh, I see.
She gets a lot of mail, she does. Very popular. Very popular
I
indeed.
don't know where I could reach you, dear.
Well, I can't give you her address. Our service is strictly confidential.
No, that's a pity. Look, can I take another one of these?
Yeah.
Tell me, how's business?
Business? You've got to be joking. Since the supermarkets started selling the sweets and smokes, small shop like this don't have a chance.
Yeah, I suppose so. That's why you started the post service, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Mrs. and me, we started it as a sideline.
Yeah, how's it doing?
Oh, very well, since we got the pen pal agency.
Pen pal agency?
That'll be another 8pence, please, Gov.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that, yeah. It wouldn't be the Miss Bishop pen pal agency, would it?
No, the select... Here, how much do you give me, Gov?
2 shillings.
There you go, 1 and 4.
Ah, cheerio.
Cheerio.
I should take it easy.
I've got what you're looking for. The Select Pen Pals Agency, 26 Camfield Mews, West 14. Now, that's Barnes Court as well. They've only been operating about a month, so that would tie in with the time when the Miss Bishop Agency packed in. Yeah, that's it. They're moving around. All right, I'll hear from you.
Now, Mr. Costello, that's Peggy. He's one of Julie.
Julie.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You alone?
Well, it looks like it.
No, it's just that I thought I had voices, that's all.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a I'm
It doesn't
sorry.
matter. It doesn't matter.
It's sort of very wet, the ink, you know.
What is it you want?
Oh, I'm looking for Robert Buchanan. Do you happen to know him?
No, I'm afraid not.
That's funny. He told me I could get him at this address, care of Miss Doris Turner. You Doris Turner?
No,
Is this Doris Turner?
no, please, put that down.
It's dry now. What is your name? I'm
Williams, Veronica Williams.
and you work here, do you?
Obviously.
Look, if you don't know this Bob Buchanan, perhaps you can tell me where I can get through this girl of his.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
You don't happen to know her, do you?
No.
Funny, you know, he gave me this address as where I could get her.
Well, maybe she's on our books.
Oh, yes, of course, the pen pal thing.
Yes, that's right.
Tell me now, this, pen pal, what do you do?
Well, we introduce people by post.
You charge him for that, do you?
Yeah, £1 for every introduction.
Pound, well. Tell me now, how many pals do you have in orbit at the moment?
Oh, about 3,000.
3,000? Yeah, you can buy a hell of a lot of licorice for that.
Ah, Mr. Banks, I'm afraid you've come at a very bad moment. There's somebody here from the police.
Oh, police, eh?
Now, don't worry about it, I'm just going.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're here. You, investigating this agency, eh?
No.
Well, you should be. It's a racket. They take your money and they don't find you a pen
Now,
pal.
you know we've tried to find you one, Mr. Banks. Well, we've put you in touch with 3 different young ladies.
Young ladies? The first one was 50 if she was a day. The second one wouldn't send a photograph of herself so you can tell what she must have been like. And the third one, 17 stone.
Well, we can't guarantee you raving beauties, you know.
Raving beauties. Raving nutters, more like. Now, take the last one. Penelope. She sent crushed rose petals with every letter. Crushed them herself, probably, sitting on
Yeah,
them.
well, now, look, you fight this out amongst yourselves. Okay. Goodbye, Miss Williams.
Goodbye, sir.
Oh, if you do find that Miss Turner's on your books, would you tell her I'm looking for Bob Buchanan?
Yeah, all right.
Here's my card. This is where you can reach me, okay?
Okay.
Right.
What about my pound back, then?
Well, look, I've told you, we don't give refunds.
How's that for a swindle, then, eh?
Well, what are you complaining about? You've had 3 birds for £1. Think of the money you're saving in postage. Anybody come out when I was there?
Yes, 3 people. 2 elderly ladies and a bloke.
What sort of bloke?
Fat man in a hurry.
Did you get his photograph?
I got one, yes, but he's moving quite fast.
Okay.
I also got one of the chap that came out with you. I think I know him.
Do you?
Well, I can't put a name on him, but I think I've seen him before.
Does the name Banks mean anything to you?
Banks. No, sir. Where to now?
Well, I'm just going to drive around the block for a minute and then come back. Back in. The whole thing was an act.
For our benefit.
No, it's certainly not for the pen pals.
Now, they've lived in the building for 15 years, so I think we can count them out. Ah, now this chap. Who is he? Nobody seems to know him.
How long after I went in did this fella come out?
Oh, about 2 or 3 minutes,
2
sir.
or 3 minutes.
Well, the ladies came out first.
Did he go to a car?
No, sir, he walked quickly to the top of the mews and then turned right.
Look round to see if he's being followed?
No, sir.
How tall would you say he is?
Little under 6 feet.
Age?
40, 45. Fat?
Mean anything to you?
No, sir.
No. All right. Now, with this next one, we know what we're dealing with. He's got some form.
You mean the one on the left?
No, he ought to have. Let's have a bit of daylight, Sergeant, would you?
Yes, sir.
Here we are. Calls himself Banks, lives alone in a flat in Earl's Court, bachelor, twice been nicked for receiving, did 18 months the last time. Small-time operator, but he knows some of the big boys and has probably worked for them.
Nothing political?
Well, one possible item. You remember Grayson?
Oh, the spy?
Yes. Well, this guy Banks was suspected of driving the car in which Grayson escaped a couple of years ago. He was questioned at the time, but not charged. He had an alibi.
Yes, I remember that, sir. His name's Parker.
Real name Parker, but uses Banks at the moment.
You think he might have some security connections?
Oh, only as a hired hand. He's not politically minded. Come in. Women, horses, and nightclubs are about his limit.
Well, that's 3 things that'll take up the bread.
You found that out, have you?
No, actually, I was told about that.
Thank you.
Thank you. The black one?
Now, what connection Banks or Parker has with pen pals, we don't know.
Well, maybe he's the go-between.
Between who?
Well, between the genuine part of the pen pal agency where they deal in correspondence and
the part where they deal with any interesting information received from servicemen, yes.
Well, why wouldn't it all be handled from the same place?
No, it'd be much cleverer to keep the 2 things separately. Now, think about this. I mean, if there were just, say, 1 letter out of 20 or 30 contained any item of interest from servicemen, I mean, just think of the work it would entail to sift all that out. Then they'd have to have an expert to know which pieces were of value and which bits could be disposed of.
And the expert wouldn't be at the pen pal office.
I doubt that very much.
But in that case, who was it who disappeared when you rang the front doorbell?
Well, whoever it was didn't know I was a policeman at that time. He or she just didn't want to be seen by anybody.
Shy, maybe? Maybe he was shy.
Perhaps.
Another girl, do you think?
Could be, but I wonder.
Him, eh?
Yeah.
Our fat friend.
So I was thinking maybe he signed the love and kisses photograph.
Yeah, but why do they want photographs anyway? I mean, the agency's business is introductions by post.
Yeah, £1 a time, the woman said.
But that would only involve passing on addresses to suitable people. It wouldn't need love and kisses photographs. Sit down, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
Now, wait a minute now. Now, let's think about this. If this pen pal agency is a front, right? Now, how would it be run? 90% of the business would be genuine. People being introduced by post and then continuing their correspondence together. But where a client is a member of the armed services...
He's not passed on.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a genuine introduction. They become his pen pal and they send him the love and kisses photograph.
Right. The agency itself is Barbara, Doris, Peggy and Julie.
Well, now that makes sense. Yes. Now what we want is some way of keeping a close watch on them without scaring them off. Yes, get me the North Thames gas board, please.
That's her secretary coming back from lunch.
He did mention she was coloured.
Didn't I?
Not bad looking for one of those.
Well, why wouldn't she be?
Huh? Yes, of course.
Judge.
Hello? Yes?
It's Costello.
Yes. Heard the phone on the stairs. Look, hold on. I'm just closing the door.
Is everything all right?
Where? At the office, you mean?
I've spoken to Banks. He says that was the detective who was here.
Yeah, he was looking for some man called Buchanan.
Is that all?
That's all he asked about.
Anyone been there while you were away?
No, I don't think so.
Look carefully. Anything been touched?
All right, hold on.
Just as I left them. Nothing's been touched, Mr. Costello. Look, that detective wasn't interested in the agency.
Mr. Drysdale's very upset about his coming there.
Well, why did you tell him?
I didn't tell him. Banks did.
Well, look, are you coming in this afternoon?
No, I'll be there this morning, 9:30. Meanwhile, post those letters I wrote.
Yeah, all right.
Did Banks take today's special items?
Yes, he did.
Good.
I wonder what the special items are. Costello, Drysdale, Banks.
Costello's the one who works there in the office.
Yeah, that's right. He's the letter writer. Drysdale, Banks. Those names mean anything to you, Joe?
No, sir.
No, neither to me. Looks like we have to concentrate on Banks.
I'm surprised someone like you isn't doing a bit better.
What do you mean?
Well, you haven't got much of a pad, have you?
All right. Only temporary.
Is it?
I'm moving up, you know. I've got contacts.
Oh, have you?
The Wilkinsons.
Not the Wilkinsons.
Sure, they want me in with them.
What would a heavy mob like that want with you?
I can be very useful and versatile.
Is that what you are? God, I must go. Yeah, finish this. Pass my address, will you?
That's all real, isn't it?
Yes, everything you see is real, except my eyelashes.
Yeah. Lisa, I've been thinking.
Have you?
Well, if you was to lose one of these, well, it's all insured, isn't it?
Yes, all insured.
Now, what I mean is, if you were to accidentally lose one, well, I'd look after it for you, know what I mean?
Nothing doing. Pass my address, will you?
It's just a thought.
Forget it.
I'll drive you on then.
No. I'll get a taxi, thank you.
Oh, yeah, of course. Your husband.
Do us up, will you?
Sure, all right.
Thank you.
Lisa,
Yes?
you glad you came?
Yes.
Gonna come again then, are you?
We'll see.
Dear Doris. Lovely girls. Every one of them.
I don't think much of Doris's literary style. Listen to this. Dear Jerry, I think you Aria fly boys are so glamorous. Fly.
Where did you get those?
from the Ministry of Defence Security. I'll tell you something, they certainly get around. Singapore, Malta, Germany, Gibraltar.
So, will you belong?
Oh, now, wait a minute now. Listen to this one. You must tell me all about your job. This is to a fellow on a
I'll
missile.
tell you what to do. Do a summary and let me have it in the morning, will you?
Oh, listen to the Barbara ones. These are the Barbara ones. Listen, do you have any Yanks stationed at your base?
Jordan,
You have any Yanks?
I have to look up.
Pardon?
The office.
Oh, I didn't realize you were in a hurry.
It's my practice night.
Practice night?
In the Hammersmith Choral Society. Oh, didn't you know?
No.
Oh, yes. Oh, we're doing High Wather at the Albert Hall in October.
Really?
Yeah, Tuesday's practice night.
I mustn't keep you then.
Oh, no. Well, you know, we all have our hobbies, Jordan.
Oh, yes, of course. Mine is a little busy tonight.
Oh, I like that. Very good.
What part are you singing, sir? Hiawatha?
You're late.
Shocking heavy traffic.
The traffic's always heavy. You should allow more time. This'll have to be quick. My wife and I are going out to dinner. I suppose you'd like a drink.
I wouldn't mind.
What'll you have?
Scotch, please.
Scotch and what?
Ginger ale, if you got it.
Ginger ale. I might have guessed.
Is Mrs. Drysdale joining us?
I don't know. She's getting ready. And you know how long they can take?
I know. Cheers.
All right, let's have them.
Yeah. Good ones, yeah?
Nothing much here, you know. Hardly worth the effort. He won't pay much for these. We're reaching the end of this little game. We've had a good run in the last few months. We should quit while we're ahead.
Can we?
Oh, the big fellow can't stop us. Anyway, it's not his neck. He's got diplomatic immunity. Tell you the truth, Banks. I decided to give it one more week, then pack it in.
Oh.
I just have a hunch about it. Can't tell you why. But I've always found it best to follow my hunches.
Ready, darling?
Good evening, Mrs. Drysdale.
Hello, darling. Drink?
Yes, please.
The usual?
Yes. Thanks. Darling, what time were you there?
In about 20 minutes.
How do I look?
Like my best asset.
How romantic, darling.
Oh, well, I suppose I'd better be off then.
Yes. See you the day after tomorrow. Same time.
Cheerio, Mrs. Drysdale.
Bye.
Ta.
Ta, he says.
You know what he told me? He said the Wilkinson mob wanted him to work for them.
The Wilkinsons. They'd eat him alive. The only thing they'd use him for was a mug.
He'd be perfect at that.
That's what I was thinking.
Miss Simpson, there you are, in you come. Now, this letter I want you to write for me. No, round here, will you? Take this chair. Superintendent for the day. Have you got a pen?
Yes.
And a pad and envelopes. That's the stuff. Now, no address at the top. I want you to write this in your own handwriting. No address at the top, just that telephone number and the date. Tell me when you're ready. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Dear Stanley. No, what do you call him, Stanley?
Stan, sir?
Yes, fine. Dear Stan, where were you the other night? I waited for you at... Where would you wait for?
Outside the Palais.
Oh, no, sir. Sorry.
No, Constable?
Well, not the Palais, sir. Not anymore.
Where would you suggest, Simpson?
The Disco A-Go-Go, sir?
That's it. There we are, then. I waited for you at the Disco Go-Go for more than an hour, and you never turned up. Full stop. But I forgive you. Please ring and make another date. I miss you. Love and kisses. Would you say love and kisses?
No, just say, love from Doris.
There, you're right. We don't want to overdo it. Just love from Doris. Now, there's the address, Miss Simpson. I want you to see that posted tonight so that he gets it first thing in the morning. No mistakes.
Yes.
All right? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that'll give him something to think about over his cornflakes.
Disco Go-Go.
Where else?
Absolutely.
Doris?
There's a man from the shop with the Morning Post. Not a cheese sandwich.
Oh, Tom. Why don't they have it all delivered direct to the office?
No. Those letters are for Doris, Peggy, you know. I must say, they couldn't have the same address as the agents. Can you pass me the coffee over? Oh. Thanks very much.
Morning, Miss Williams.
Morning, Mr. Cottrell.
Mr. Costello here?
He said he'd been at 9:30.
Oh. I'll wait for him if you don't mind. I want to see him about something. Miss Williams, what goes on here?
What do you mean?
Oh, all this secrecy.
Well, it's not secrecy exactly. This
Well-
sort of business has to be kept confidential, you know.
Yeah, strictly confidential.
Oh, there goes Appen Costello.
Bang on time.
Look.
9:30.
He's wearing galoshes.
Had a good look round.
Yeah, very cautious fella. Yeah, you wait until he reads the letter. That ought to shake him up a bit.
Oh, could I have the coffee, sir?
Huh? Sure.
The missus, she isn't well, you see. It's this coffee keeps her awake half the night.
Yes.
Well, it's all getting a bit much, that's all. I mean, the post forwarding and having to run the shop myself.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to have to give it up. The post forwarding.
You can't do that.
Look, I can't handle it any longer.
But you made an agreement.
I know, but I didn't know how much work was going to be involved.
What about all the letters that will be coming? Your address has been given out.
Yeah. Well, I figured if I work for one more week, by that time you've got a new address to send out.
They're not going to like it. There'll be aggravation.
Now, look, I don't want that. The missus and me, we don't want to be involved with anything where there'll be aggravation. Oh, come on. You can tell them about her being ill and all.
I'll tell them.
Yeah. Well, all right, then. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Cheerio.
There's one here for you, Mr. Costello.
One what for me?
Letter.
You mean among them was a cotton board?
Yes.
How on earth could anyone write to me at that address?
Dear Mr. Costello, I've heard that you are the most marvelous letter writer. Is it possible to engage you to help me with some correspondence of a delicate nature? If so, please ring me at your earliest convenience. Yours sincerely, a friend. Well, that's odd.
It's more than odd.
There's no address on it, just a phone number.
Posted an SW1 last night.
Mr. Costello, your fame is spreading.
Don't be silly! How could anybody possibly write to me at that address? My name has never been connected with it. If they've written to me here, it'll make sense. This office is rented in my name, but even then...
You going to ring that number, then?
No, of course not. On the other hand...
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Who is this?
What do you want?
Who am I speaking to, please?
Who are you?
My name's Costello. Did you write to me?
Costello, why didn't you say so? Now I recognise your voice.
Who is this?
Oh, it's me. Stan.
Stan?
Who did you think you were phoning?
Hey, you still there?
What's the meaning of this letter?
What letter?
This letter that you've written to me.
This letter I've written to you? What's that about then?
About my writing a letter for you.
This letter I've written to you about your... Costello, have you gone potty?
You think you're very funny, don't you? Stupid imbecile. Veronica.
Yes?
Have you ever seen Banks's handwriting?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. I wonder if this is his handwriting.
Watch the burning so he doesn't come out, okay?
Right.
Now, a little bit more to keep the pot boiling. So, this is your turn now. Now, you know what to say. All right, now believe it. Keep it realistic.
Hello?
Hello? Stan?
Yeah?
Hello, lover, how are you?
Who's this?
Who is it? It's Doris, of course.
Who?
Doris! How many you got?
I don't know any Doris.
Oh, Stan, don't be so silly. Did you get my letter?
Oh, yeah. I got your bloody letter. Look, who are you? What's your game?
Oh, Stan, I don't know what's the matter with you. You do sound funny. Listen, I waited for you on Saturday night outside the disco.
Oh, look, leave off, will ya?
Beautiful. So beautiful. Look, I'm going to go back to the yard. If Costello makes a phone call, anybody phones him, you ring me there, okay?
Yes, sir.
Miller, now, I tell you what. You keep your eyes on Costello. Tag him anywhere he goes, okay?
Oh, what about the colour girl?
Why, do you want to follow her as well?
What are you doing here? You know you're not supposed to come here unless we expect you.
Yeah, well, something's come up.
Arnold, it's Stan. What's come up, for heaven's sake?
Where is he?
He's in the shower.
Hey, Lisa, look, you really going away?
Yes.
Where to?
Never you mind.
When?
In a few days. Arnold, it's Stan. He wants to see you.
Oh,
what's he want?
So, it's all over.
What's all over?
Well, you know, pen pals and... Well, you and me pals.
You and me can still be pals.
We can still see each other.
You never know.
Well, what is it, Banks? Oh, well, something funny. What? Well, I've had a letter from some bird called Doris. Wants me to phone her.
Huh?
Says she misses me and all that bit.
So?
But then I get a phone call from this same Doris, and she wants me to see her.
Well?
Well, I don't know any Doris.
Arnold, Doris is one of the,
One of the names we use.
So who's got my address and phone number?
Hello? Hold on a minute. It's here.
Yes. Costello, I told you not to ring me here. Well, what's happened? Yes, when was this? You'd better get over here fast. Take a taxi. And Costello, keep the taxi on. What the hell's going on? Costello's also had a letter.
With my phone number on it.
Hold on, I get dressed.
And I'll pack.
Pack nothing, just the jewels and furs.
Mr. A. Cooper. Yes? And he's on his way there. West Court. Yes, he's here now. I'll tell him. Good. Thank you very much.
That's a trot report.
Well, things are moving. That was Simpson from the van. She tapped Costello making a call and traced it to West Court, Kensington.
That's where Banks went yesterday.
The phone is in the name of Cooper, A. Cooper. Costello's on his way there now.
I bet you the flat's in the name of Cooper, and that's why we lost Banks that day.
One other thing. Whoever Costello's going to see, asked him to keep the taxi running.
Fish are biting.
Inman.
Oh, well, panic station's all round, isn't it?
Speak for yourself. Where's Mr. Drysdale?
Getting dressed and her ladyship's packing the fruit. You got your jewels and furs packed then?
Banks, you're such a blabbermouth. You'll blabber all the way to prison.
Nah, not me. Won't nick me. Too fast on the old feet.
Costello, I want you to close up the office and destroy all the papers. Terminate the lease. Don't leave anything behind, understand?
Yes.
Never leave papers behind. Here's a check for what I owe you.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
What about...
Oh, and give the secretary a week's salary, will you?
Yes.
You kept the taxi on?
Yes.
Good. My wife and I'll take it. Banks will give you a lift back. Lisa, hurry up, will you?
Is this a cab Costello came in?
Yes, sir.
Look, here's a quick takeoff, will you?
Well, that's Banks' car over there, sir.
Here, see if one of these will fit it, will you?
Hey! Hey!
It's okay. Please. All right. Mr. Cooper live here?
Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, yes, sir, top floor.
How long have they been here?
Only about 3 months.
Well, I think you'll find that's as long as they'll be staying.
Lisa, for God's sake, come on! We can send someone to get the rest of the stuff. In fact, Banks, I'd like you to come back here in a day or two and pack up our things. I'll let you have a key and the address where to send them.
All right, Mr. Drysdale, but I believe I'm owed for this week, too.
Oh, so you are. I'll send you a check with a key. Lisa, we're going! Good God, what's all that?
The bare essentials.
It's gone!
Central 40, Central 40, all aboard. I won't charge you for this trip. All safely tucked up, sir.
Good. Jordan, just hold on a minute. I want to see you about Lakenheath. Won't keep you a minute.
Right, hello, Major.
So much for dear Doris.
Yes, she won't be writing any love letters for a bit.
Gonna miss the deathless prose.
See you both at the Old Bailey.
Yes, indeed.
You people have done an excellent job. I know Ministry of Defence will be very grateful.
Grateful? Why don't you do something about it? Why don't you keep a sharper eye on servicemen writing the pen pals?
Well, gentlemen, I've got a hefty report to write.
Yes, I know that feeling.
We must have lunch sometime.
Yes, I'd like that. Why not give me a ring, will you? Well, there you are, Major. Nice to have worked with you. We'll see you again soon.
Indeed.
And we can't do anything about the man behind it or the one who pays them and it...
Read that.
Oh, yes. Declared persona non grata by the Foreign Office, asked to leave the United Kingdom within 24 hours.
Activities incompatible with diplomatic status.
Goodbye, Doris.